Hello there, fellow adventurer. The name's Dio. I'm an urban explorer and traveling journalist. Nice to meet you. I specialize in visiting old forgotten places and finding out their history, their secrets and so on to publish for an international magazine. Doesn't that sound fun? I love traveling. Say, do you know anything interesting about this place? The Grand Library sure is missing a lot of paperwork and public records. I visited quite a few websites, archives and such looking for build dates and other things, and it all seems to be just missing. Missing or not available to the public, that is. I'm surprised the local government hasn't come down on this place for all sorts of different reasons. It is a public library, but it's not even listed as a public building. Did you know that? It's almost like a private philanthropist just built the place and decided to share it with everyone. Gah! All the missing details and paperwork and things I don't know just make me itch. I can't wait to start sticking my nose into every corner of this place and find out the truth.
Welcome to the Grand Library, stranger. Can I help you?
Who are you?
I'm Angel Prince, the head of security.
Curiouser and curiouser. Why does a library need a head of security?
We have more than just books here. Artwork, statue halls, study areas, lots of things. I watch the cameras and monitor everything for safety reasons.
Wow. Well, I guess it is a pretty big place.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you find so I can get you out of here. Let me know if there's anything I can get off the high shelf for you.
Just because I'm short doesn't mean I'm not capable. I'm an urban explorer, I'll have you know. Wow, just look at this wall carving here in the courtyard.
Watch
wow,
him.
this is an elder
I don't
thing
like a
and
snoop.
a deep one from H.P. Lovecraft's writing. What a strange thing to be carved so big and prominently in a library courtyard. I like the elder thing especially. Did you know in Lovecraft's writing they appear in 3 or more of his stories? Yeah, at the Mountains of Madness, the Dreams in the Witch House, and the Shadow Out of Time. It's so interesting that all of his short stories and such were interconnected. Things like the Necronomicon, even mentioned in passing, made it so all of his works took place in the same universe. But why carve it here? There must be something to it. While I was wandering around, I saw there was no children's section. Maybe this is just more adult decor. There must be some secret or hidden passage here. I, Dio the Urban Explorer, won't rest until I find out just what's going on around here. This place is too big and old to not have a few dirty secrets hidden in the walls, right?
Huh? An urban explorer? What is that? He's snooping around to look for hidden passages? Well, that's no good. I better have a look at this guy and see what's what.
Hey there, you won't believe it. I think I've already found something. See this bookshelf here? I think I can see the rounded edges of a doorway behind it. I would bet dimes to dollars this is some sort of secret passage. If only I could find a switch or a button or something. It's pretty classic, you know, secret passages behind bookshelves.
Hi there, I'm the head librarian, as Prince.
Oh wow, a library owl. Could I interview you about the Grand Library?
Well, I'm pretty busy, you know.
Is there a secret passage behind this bookshelf?
Well,
You have the same last name as the head of security here. Are you two married?
Yeah, Angel is my...
There's an owl and a cat carved into this bookshelf too. Is that supposed to represent the two of you?
Slow down. This isn't some game of Tunic where you can just mash your nose into everything looking for secrets.
Tunic? What's that?
Tunic? It's a PC game built on secrets and hidden passages and has nothing to do with the Grand Library.
Oh, neat. Tell me about it.
Okay, stop me if you've heard this one. A young swordsman washes up in a land full of monsters and treasure, secret passages, and mystery. He wanders the land, defeating monsters, gathering tools and weapons to take on staggering bosses that he barely has a chance against. Meanwhile, the moody music and hidden backstory tease him from every hidden corner and passage. That's right, Dark Souls. Nah, I'm just kidding. Tunic takes its identity from both the Legend of Zelda series and the Dark Souls series. From Daddy Dark Souls, we have a stamina bar, a rolling mechanic, enemies respawn when you save, and a flask system. And from Mommy Zelda, we have an array of tools and weapons, and, well, just look at it. He even has the same clothes as a certain young swordsman we all know and love. But Tunic is not to be taken lightly. This game is way, way more than meets the eye. Imagine you're a kid and your birthday has just come around. You've got enough birthday money to buy a brand new video game and you see a shady looking guy selling strange old cartridges out of his trunk. You trade him all your birthday money to get an interesting sounding game, only to get home and find out that it's the Japanese version of a game that you've never heard of. Tunic follows that because the main collectible in the game is the pages of an instruction manual that you can't read. In fact, you really can't read anything around here. Not the signs, not the menus, not even what people are saying to you. So, like a little kid wandering around a foreign nation, you just have to look at the pictures and make the connections yourself. The more pages you collect, the more you'll be able to do as you go. Oh, it starts innocently enough. You go from place to place, checking out caves, fighting monsters, ringing 2 bells, wow, that sounds familiar, and finding keys for doors. The cute little fox, whom I'll just call Fox, runs and rolls and fights his way through a lot of exotic locations. Each piece of the instruction manual teaches you how to do things like how to get stronger, how to find and use the teleportation hub, and how to use the more puzzling items that the game offers. You'll find things like bombs, a fire rod, and even an hourglass that slows down time for you. With your growing arsenal, you can take on some pretty difficult bosses that guard 3, gems? Batteries, stones, 3 treasures that you need to progress. So, what are the 3 treasures for? Well, at the heart of the island, in some spirit realm or another, is a sort of goddess figure. She's trapped under 3 barriers, each pertaining to the treasures that you've gathered. Gathering all 3 frees her from her prison and she immediately murders you. Well, somebody's cranky. Fox then finds himself in the spirit realm, stripped of all his stats and upgrades. You get to keep all your toys and weapons, but your health, stamina, mana, all the important stuff goes back down to 1. She hit me so hard, I not only died, but I lost all my physical progress. Thanks, lady. But the afterlife is creepy. It's filled with ghosts of the fox people. At least I think they're ghosts. All of them talk in the same gibberish that I can't read, but they seem sad and full of melancholy. Except this guy. He dances. Dance, fox guy, dance. According to the pages of the manual I've collected, the race of fox people were trying to achieve eternal life in some form or fashion, and ended up being cursed to exist in this dark world. It's always nighttime. There are no monsters to double kill you, but a good number of bridges and ladders are missing, so that sucks. Since you're dead and all of your stats have been stripped from you, you have to spend the next leg of the game both recovering your strength and getting your body back in order to rise up and challenge the tall fox lady again. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. I spent all that time setting her free, and the first thing she does is pick up a sword that would make Final Fantasy blush and cut me down. So, in order to get your mojo back, you have to visit the various graves of the hero. They're stationed all over the island, and they look curiously like you. And I hope you were paying attention to all those secret passages you were finding, because you're gonna have to find an ass-backwards way to get to each one. All of the main paths are covered with magical radiation goop that can and will double kill you. or at least permanently drain your health if you get too close. Each of the shrines will restore one of your stats until you're back up to snuff and able to withstand Tall Fox Lady's fury. So, with a chip on my shoulder and having recovered my body, it was finally time to cross swords with Tall Fox Lady again. The game calls her the Heir, but we'll get back to that later. And she is a fury. She has maybe a dozen different attacks, combos, abilities that will just end you if you don't have the stuff enough to keep up with her. She can cross the arena in a blink, throw her weapon, cast magic until finally you strike her down. And then she gets up and becomes a Sith Lord. Jesus! And now the fight begins anew. If you somehow, some way manage to outlast this absolute monster of a final boss, you must take her place. She was the heir. Now you are the heir, and the cycle must start over. The most powerful fox on the island keeps all the others, quote-unquote, alive in the shadow realm, and now that she's dead, you are the most powerful. So enjoy your eternal prison until the next fox comes along to strike you down and take your place. And around we go. God, what a dark ending. So, that can't be all, right? Right. Turns out that the pages of the instruction manual you've been gathering play a pivotal role in the ending that you get. Yes, as you might imagine, there is a better ending than just taking the heir's place when you kill her. But getting there is, It's really something. Have a look at this page of the instruction manual. Now, already I'm on guard because this island has its own runic language. You can't talk to anybody, and there are plenty of codes and other things that need to be deciphered. But let's take a closer look for process of elimination. It's not a written message. We have the runic language for that. There's too many numbers here for a coordinates somewhere on the island. It's not a bingo card, or things would have been crossed out by now. Other pages have writing in them. Turns out these are page numbers, referring to the instruction manual itself. It's referring to something called the Golden Path. Now, I was actually pretty quick on the uptake for this one. If you study each individual page of the manual that you've collected, and yes, you need all of them, which is a whole quest in and of itself, you'll find that there's a golden line on each one. This describes the directions of the golden path to you. When you assemble them all correctly, it makes a massive, complicated pattern that you need to follow. Is this a road on the island? Is it a secret path in a forest somewhere? Actually, no, it's way, way worse. This is a series of button presses. Don't bother counting them. So, when the line goes up, you press up. When the line goes to the left, you press left. And so on and so forth. You need to stand in front of a door high on the peak of the highest mountain and input all 100 or so button presses very quickly without making a single mistake to open this door. The worst part is, the game is very finicky about what it considers correct or not correct. There can't be more than 1 second between every press. You cannot make a single mistake, and even then, sometimes the door will still not open. I've seen arguments that you need to stand a certain distance away, that you have to face the door, have to do it in under a certain time frame, etc. It's just so demanding. If you somehow, some way, put all that together, climb the mountain, and finish the button sequence to open the door, and the door accepts your combination, then it will open. What's beyond this tantalizingly large door? Well, think about it. What would you put behind this nearly impossible task? Magic sword? Magic armor? A better shield, maybe one that reflects the air's devastating array of magical attacks. Maybe you could double Fox's stats so he's unstoppable. All of those things are pretty appealing, but that's not what you get. Instead, at the very top of the mountain, beyond the door of the Golden Path, is the final page of the instruction manual, the cover. Now wait, before you throw your controller, remember, we came here to not get the bad ending. Simply killing the air nets us the bad ending. So what happens if we bring in the completed instruction booklet for the game? You see, the writing in the margin that we've been seeing the entire time, the writing was hers. With the cycle broken, the game ends on a much happier note as the air and Fox hang out and play together while the credits play. Much better ending. Tunic is a difficult game. It's full of secret passages, esoteric puzzles, things you could not possibly have guessed on your own. It'll probably make you internet search a few things because it's very bad at communicating what you're supposed to do versus what you think you can do. The difficulty of the boss fights is all over the map, ranging from stupid easy to wildly difficult, and that's not in ascending order from beginning to end. Your lantern lights up some places, but not others. If you use your consumable items and die, you don't get them back, so look forward to grinding for money. All of the button combination puzzles are very, very finicky. Even if you know the right combination and enter it correctly, the game often just won't give you credit, which makes opening the final door a nearly impossible task. So, Tunic is not without its flaws. But Tunic is also a game that demands you be smart. Have some skill at video games and stop to read and interpret everything around you. Environmental storytelling can be very difficult, and Tunic's deceptively colorful landscape hides a very dark, very complicated story that is open to interpretation and the perception of the player, whether you literally translate the instruction manual's runes or not. Oh yeah, can you actually translate the runic language? Yes. Did I bother to do so to read every little thing? No, that's what Google is for. If there's a sign pointing to town and then I arrive in town, I think I know the sign says, "This way to town." There are some lore pages that flesh things out a bit if you go looking, but reading them before you finish the entire game is probably just spoiling things for yourself. Tunic wants you to explore, poke your nose into everything, open every door, seek out every hidden treasure for you to experience it, and do some clunky Dark Souls rolling combat in the meantime. It's difficult. It's unforgiving. It's smart and mysterious and great on the eyes and art style. I haven't felt this sense of adventure for a long time. Not since A Link to the Past or Skies of Arcadia. That raw, intense feeling of colorful adventure where you feel like you can go anywhere, do anything, and you really aren't sure what's gonna happen when you get there. It's a very small category of games for me because I'm not a fan of open world games. Raw adventure where I really do not know what's going to happen next is few and far between for me when it comes to games. So Tunic is an absolute treat, both for the skilled gamer and the smart, curious gamer. I didn't even mention the 12 hidden treasures, the 20 captured fairies, and more. God, this game is hiding a lot of stuff in the background. You just gotta know where to look.
Wow, that sounds like something right up my alley. I travel a lot and I keep a gaming laptop. I should play that while I'm stuck in my hotel room in the evenings.
Yeah, it's totally more interesting than this dusty old place. You should definitely get out of here and go check it out.
I think I will. Bye.
Oh, thank God, he's so easily distracted. If we're lucky, he won't come back here.